More than 600 watch brands exist right now. Buy into most of them and you're already losing money before the box even makes it home with you. 2021 and 2022 with a party. Prices went vertical. A steel Rolex on the gray market cost more than some people's cars. Then the music stopped. Prices peaked in May of 2022 and fell for 11 straight quarters after that. Some trackers count 13, as the secondary market drowned in watches nobody wanted anymore. Here's the part that changes the whole picture. By 2026, the top of the market clawed its way back, but it didn't drag everyone up with it. A small handful of brands are hitting some of their strongest numbers ever, while hundreds of others are still bleeding out underwater. Out of more than 600 brands, exactly 7 are worth your money in 2026. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 7 and why the word luxury stamped on a box tells you nothing about what happens to your money the second you walk out the door.
Luxury isn't value. Let's kill the biggest myth first. Luxury and value are not the same word, no matter what the boutique salesperson tells you. Walk out of most stores with a brand new $8,000 watch, and by the time you're home, it might be worth $4,500, maybe less. That's not a rare bad outcome. For most of the 600-plus brands making watches today, that's the default outcome. Here's how we got here. Cheap money, crypto windfalls, and pandemic boredom turned watches into a speculative asset class in 2021 and 2022. People were flipping steel sport watches for double, even triple retail. Then rates rose, the easy money vanished, and everyone who bought at the top tried to sell at once. Prices fell for the better part of 3 years straight. Now, here's the part that matters most. Even with the recovery underway, strip out the handful of brands actually leading that comeback, and the average watch on the resale market is still trading 30% or more below what it costs new. The gap between the winners and everyone else has never been wider. So how do you spot a winner before you hand over the money? 4 things. Miss even one and walk away. Heritage and scarcity. Real history and tight enough control over supply that demand never catches up. Resale liquidity. Can you actually sell the thing fast without taking a beating on the price? Craftsmanship reputation. Respected by people who understand movements and finishing, not just people who recognize a logo. Cultural cachet. The second someone spots it on your wrist, it means something. Every brand on this list checks all 4 boxes. Almost nothing else does. Rolex, the benchmark. Start with the one everybody already assumed would be here. It earns the spot every single time. In 1926, Rolex patented the Oyster case, the first truly waterproof, dust-proof wristwatch case in the world. Every Rolex made sense owes something to that invention. And honestly, so does most of the dive watch industry. 2026 marks its 100th anniversary, and Rolex is celebrating with a full Oyster 100 collection, including special editions with the number 100 engraved right into the crown. Here's the number that actually matters for your wallet. A steel Daytona retails for around $16,900. Try to walk into an authorized dealer with no purchase history and the waitlist runs past 5 years. 5 years for a watch off a shelf. So almost every Daytona that changes hands does it on the resale market, where it consistently sells 30 to 60% above that retail price. The steel Submariner tells a similar story, trading 25 to 35% above retail depending on the reference. Why it's worth it? Liquidity. You can sell a Rolex almost anywhere in the world for cash in days, no questions asked. One recent resale industry report found Rolex retains an average of 104% of its original retail value. Not a typo. On average, across the whole lineup, Rolex watches are worth more used than they cost new. Funny enough, for a brand this dominant, Rolex has never once paid for a celebrity endorsement deal. Every A-lister you've seen wearing one bought it or waited years for the privilege, just like everybody else. But if Rolex is the benchmark, the next name on this list is the one that makes Rolex look almost easy to get. Patek Philippe, the crown jewel. In 2021, Patek Philippe's own CEO killed off the most desired watch in the world, on purpose. That was the steel Nautilus, reference 5711. Thierry Stern discontinued it because he didn't want the brand defined by one hyped-up steel watch. Instead of killing demand, he lit it on fire. Secondary market prices on the remaining 5711 watches spiked to 2 and 3 times retail almost overnight. One rare Tiffany Blue edition, made for Tiffany's 170th anniversary, reportedly sold for $6.5 million. 2026 marks the Nautilus's 50th anniversary, half a century since designer Gerald Genta reportedly sketched the whole thing on a napkin during a 5-minute conversation at a watch fair in 1974. Patek's own clients initially hated the design. Now it's one of the most recognized silhouettes in watchmaking. Why it's worth it? Nothing else carries the same weight in a boardroom, and nothing else engineers scarcity this deliberately. Patek doesn't chase volume, it chases exclusivity, and that exclusivity is exactly what keeps values propped up decades later. Here's the fun part. Genta, the same designer behind the Nautilus, also designed the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, which is coming up next. One watchmaker, 2 rival brands, both built off his sketches. Quick pause before we keep going. If breakdowns like this are useful, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one, because we've still got 5 brands left, plus the twist that matters more than any single name on this list. Audemars Piguet, the rule breaker. In the early 1970s, the Swiss watch industry was getting demolished by cheap, accurate Japanese quartz movements. Audemars Piguet's managing director called Gerald Genta and asked for a steel sports watch ready by the next morning. Genta pulled the shape from a traditional diving helmet, the kind with a round porthole bolted around the edge. That became the octagonal bezel with 8 exposed screws that defines the Royal Oak to this day. It launched in 1972 as the world's first luxury sports watch made in steel, priced like it was made of gold. Critics called it ugly. It ended up saving the company. Here's the number. Even after the market correction knocked the froth off the market, the steel Royal Oak, in its most popular references, still trades roughly 40 to 70% above retail, and rarer dial colors have sold for well over double. At the 2022 peak, some references were going for triple. Why it's worth it? Audemars Piguet deliberately restricts how many Royal Oaks reach authorized dealers each year, keeping demand permanently ahead of supply. It's engineered scarcity, and the resale numbers prove it works. The entertaining part, Genta designed the whole thing that same night and handed it over the next morning, still just a sketch. And it ended up saving one of Switzerland's oldest watchmaking houses. But the loudest name in the Holy Trinity isn't always the smartest buy. The next one is the brand collectors actually whisper about. Vacheron Constantin is the insider's pick. Vacheron Constantin has made watches without a single gap since 1755. Not marketing copy, a documented apprenticeship contract still sitting in the Geneva State Archives right now. This house outlasted the French Revolution, which literally annexed Geneva. It outlasted 2 world wars. It outlasted the quartz crisis that wiped out entire regions of the Swiss watch industry. Rolex wouldn't exist for another 150 years. Vacheron sits in the same holy trinity tier as Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet, but almost nobody talks about it, and that silence is exactly the appeal. The Overseas, its steel sports watch, retails around $25,000, meaningfully less than a comparable Royal Oak and a fraction of what a Patek Nautilus costs today in precious metal. It holds value steadily instead of swinging with every hype cycle. No 2021 frenzy, no 2022 crash. Just quiet, consistent demand from people who actually know what they're looking at. Why it's worth it? You get the oldest continuous watchmaking heritage on the planet at a price nobody's influencer bubble has inflated yet. Here's a detail most brands can't touch. Vacheron's archive goes back to 1755, unbroken, and no other watch company on Earth can say that. Ask them about your specific watch, and they can probably tell you the exact month it left the workshop.
Cartier, more than jewelry. In 1904, aviator Alberto Santos Dumont had a problem. Digging for a pocket watch mid-flight could get him killed. He mentioned it to his friend Louis Cartier. Cartier's answer was a flat, square watch strapped to the wrist, widely credited as the first men's wristwatch built for practical use. Before that, wristwatches were considered women's jewelry. Cartier is the reason men wear watches on their wrists at all. Fast forward to now, and Cartier is having a real moment on the resale market, driven largely by younger buyers. A joint study from Chrono24 and Fratello Watches found Cartier's share of Gen Z watch purchases has grown roughly fourfold in recent years, from under 2% to nearly 7%, as younger collectors trade bulky steel sports watches for slimmer, dress-forward pieces like the Tank and the Santos. Cartier ranked among the top 5 brands for secondary market gains in 2025, right alongside Rolex, Patek, Tudor, and Omega. Why it's worth it? It's a rare brand with over a century of design credibility and real momentum with the next generation of buyers. Not many names on this list can claim both. And here's the twist people miss. The brand everyone dismissed as just accessories turned out to be the one Gen Z actually wants on their wrist. Next up is a brand that never needed hype. It needed outer space.
Omega, the Moonwatch. In 1965, NASA quietly bought a handful of chronographs off the shelf in Houston stores without telling any of the manufacturers, and put them through 11 brutal qualification tests: extreme heat, extreme cold, vacuum, shock, humidity, all of it. Watches from Rolex, Longines, and others were in that batch. Only one watch survived every single test: the Omega Speedmaster. 4 years later, Buzz Aldrin wore that Speedmaster on his wrist while walking on the moon during Apollo 11. It's been on the wrist of every single person who has ever walked on the lunar surface, all 12 of them. In 1970, a Speedmaster helped save the Apollo 13 crew. Astronauts used it to manually time a critical 14-second engine burn after their onboard systems failed. Why it's worth it? Omega has steadily gained ground for years without ever riding a speculative spike, according to Chrono24's own market reporting, carried by a growing base of informed collectors instead of flippers chasing a trend. That's a stable long-term hold, not a gamble. Here's the detail that gets left out. Neil Armstrong's Speedmaster actually stayed inside the lunar module as a backup timer, because the spacecraft's own electronic clock had failed. For a few tense minutes on the moon, Aldrin's watch wasn't an accessory, it was mission-critical equipment. One more brand left, and it might be the smartest entry point on this entire list.
Tudor, the smart money play. Tudor was founded in 1926 by Hans Wilsdorf, same man who founded Rolex, still owned today by the same Hans Wilsdorf Foundation. For decades, Tudor actually used Rolex's own Oyster cases with different movements inside, sold as a tougher, more accessible option for buyers who wanted Rolex-level durability without the Rolex price tag. That relationship still shows up today, just in a more modern form. The Black Bay 58 retails for around $4,975 to $5,350 and runs Tudor's own in-house movement built with Kinesi, Metis Master Chronometer certified, tested for accuracy and magnetic resistance to a standard most brands don't even attempt. Compare that to a Rolex Submariner date at roughly $11,350 retail, and you're looking at similar 200-meter dive credentials for less than half the price. Why it's worth it? The resale numbers back it up. According to Watch Charts data, Tudor prices rose 11.4% over the year ending February 2026, putting it among the strongest performing brands in the entire market, right behind Patek Philippe. The entertaining part? Tudor spent decades getting called the affordable Rolex, like that was supposed to be an insult. Now it builds its own movements, sets its own design language, and outperforms plenty of brands that never had anything to do with Rolex at all. Turns out being the little sibling wasn't such a bad deal. It's not the brand, it's the reference. Here's the part that actually matters more than any name on this list. Buying a Rolex or a Patek doesn't guarantee anything on its own. Inside every single brand we just covered, there are references that appreciate and references that lose money just as fast as the other 593 brands we didn't cover. A precious metal Rolex, for example, typically depreciates 10 to 30% from retail, while a steel sports model from that exact same brand sells well above it. Same logo, completely different outcome. The model, the metal, and the condition matter more than the name on the dial. So here are 3 rules that actually protect your money. Buy pre-owned through authenticated dealers. New watches from these 7 brands often come with multi-year wait lists anyway, so buying verified pre-owned skips the wait and cuts out the instant drop in value that hits the moment a watch leaves the store new. Never buy for hype alone. If a watch is trending because of a viral video or a limited drop, wait 6 months and watch what the price actually does. Hype fades, fundamentals don't. And buy something you'd wear even if it never gained $1. If the only reason you want to watch is the resale spreadsheet, you're not collecting, you're speculating. And speculation is exactly what wrecked this market back in 2022. 600 brands, 7 that are actually worth it. If this just saved you from an expensive mistake or from bragging about the wrong watch at a dinner party, hit subscribe. Next week we're going deeper, the exact references inside these 7 brands that are quietly appreciating right now before everyone else catches on. That video might save you even more than this one just did. See you there.